Hi everyone, welcome to We Are Feel. Today we're starting with a high vibe or high mood. Well, like a high energy. That is it.
Hi everybody, hola. Welcome to our 5th episode. We are so pumped, so happy that we have made it this far, being consistent. We don't take it for granted. And thank you guys for watching on YouTube, where we have like the biggest number of people, right?
Yeah.
And then also on all our other platforms. Special shout out to all the people who have been reposting us on their Insta. We really appreciate it. So today is I want to say a peaceful episode, because we've had guests coming in, so it feels like we've had a lot a lot of information,
But we love them.
Yeah, it was the best. I
Yeah.
think three episodes.
Yeah.
I really learned a lot, especially from the guys. Men are wise.
Wisdom.
So for this episode, we're going to do some self-reflection questions. So we got some cards from Self-Care Supplies KE.
Woo.
Yep, so they plugged us. So we are going to ask each other a number of questions. We haven't looked at the cards yet, so we'll just pick them randomly. So I'll ask you a question after after you answer, then I go next, right?
Let me say, we have maybe interacted with the cards initially, but we haven't ever like asked each other. So mostly we either use them for like journaling or something. So that's how it has been.
Okay. So
are you ready? I'm kind of anxious.
Why?
I'm just like
why are you anxious?
Oh, this is self-reflection to the world.
And the internet never
and
forgets.
The internet. I hope guys you have listened to our other episodes, and I hope you followed us and you've subscribed to our YouTube channel at We Are Fio, and all podcast platforms at We Are Fio. You can also follow us on Spotify, on iTunes, Apple Podcasts. So let's jump into it.
All right, so I'm going to pick a card first. Are you ready?
No.
Are you ready? Are you ready?
Yes.
So the first question.
This is already terrible.
Okay. Now I'm serious. What self-limiting beliefs are keeping you from reaching your goals, and how are you standing in your own way?
Ooh.
So that's a 2-part question.
So what are the self-limiting beliefs I have, and how am I standing on my way? Self-limiting beliefs. I think, let me see how I'm standing on my way first, because I think that one has come. I think sometimes I really doubt myself and my capacity. And that happened so much last year. Last year, I kept feeling like I wasn't sure about anything. And I think somehow, which is not a very good thing, is because of also my work environment, where you do something that is not always good. There's always, which really like made me feel like I cannot trust myself enough. So I kept on, if I was to do something, I kept doubting whether am I good for it? Am I making the right decision? Am I doing the right thing? And that really, I think last year I really didn't even like achieve, like I feel like this year I've achieved so much within 4 months than I did in a whole year. What are the self-limiting beliefs that I have? I feel like I need to always work extra hard to get anything. I know it's supposed to be a good thing, but it also can be a very toxic thing, because you feel like you need to always be on your toe. Otherwise, if I'm not doing something, then I'm failing. I'm not, or
that can be.
So I'm always like, it has to be. I have to like do the next thing. I have to be I have to be doing something. I have to be excelling at something. I cannot not be good at doing something I want to do. So you'd find I'll take like courses, I'll study a lot, or yeah, so, and I think you know me, so I think you might have seen aspects of that. So that's, I think, it might be, for some people outside looking out, looking in, might be a good thing, but on the other way around, it can be a very toxic thing if you don't just take time and just be present. And I think even I posted that on my Insta today, where I was like, accepting to just slow growth, small steps, being in the moment, not just like, you know, if something goes at halt, you just feel like, why, why is it not working out? Am I the one who's not doing something right? Yeah. So I think that is it. So would you like to answer the same question?
No, I would not. But you're supposed to pick a card for me. But I remembered something my manager, Marine, said to me when we were doing it was a vision board exercise.
Yeah.
And I was telling her how sometimes when I create vision boards, I feel it can be so overwhelming and toxic when I get to the end of the year and I haven't done some things.
Yeah.
I feel like within myself, I'm just like, oh, you can't do this. You can't even stick to this. Tarara. So I feel like that, the way you've talked about always being on your toes, and she said just it's good to allow yourself to do what you can, and then one step at a time. It made me remember that.
Let me also add something else. I think going to the gym has really helped me with that, because it makes me feel like that days I go to the gym and then I'm gonna work out. Then the days I'm going to go to the gym and I can't even lift my leg. So that like that days you really show up, and then the days your body is just like no, and then that just teaches you. And every day you still show up. There are days you're going to work out, then you have like body pains, but the following morning you still wake up and still go back to the gym again and still do it. And it has really taught me to just that days that you're gonna be good at something, and that days. And it's okay when you're feeling like that, and it's okay when in the morning you wake up and your body just is like, no, today just rest, and you just take that rest without feeling like
listen
you're
to
self-abandoning yourself, or like you're not doing enough, or you're not. So I think it has really taught me, and that's why when I went to the gym, I told myself, yes, there's the maybe losing weight part, but also I want it to be more than that for me, so that I want it to be a strength thing. I want to learn a lot from being around it, because a lot of people who have made it also go to the gym, so I think there's something about it.
I think it really helps with mental strength.
Woo! Okay. So Rita, are you ready?
What?
So what are you addicted to, chemical or otherwise? Emotional addiction, social media, pattern addiction, obsessive thoughts. So those are like what you can choose from. And then what are you distracting yourself from feeling?
What am I distracting myself from feeling?
Yeah, so the first question is, what are you addicted to? Whether that can be chemical or otherwise. And then, is it an emotional addiction? So she has given an example. So emotional addiction, social media, pattern addiction, obsessive thoughts. Then what are you distracting yourself from feeling?
So those are two questions.
Yeah, those are two questions.
Okay, so the first one, what am I addicted to? Obsessive. I think I'd choose obsessive thoughts, because I always like to visualize. I think I'm a very I think it comes out maybe in my writing or how I express myself, but I like to see, like when I sit down, I like to think about how I want my new place to look like I know how I want it to look like. So obsessive thoughts in that, if something doesn't go the way I had thought and planned it out, it doesn't give me peace. So it really, I'm just like, I missed something here. I missed that. Like even when I'm working on something and there's an aspect that changes, I'm like, no, but I visualized it different. This should not have come this way. So obsessive thoughts in that way. And then also obsessive thoughts in like, when you've experienced something already and then it's not happening in this other circumstance. You're like, why
is it?
Why isn't the other shoe dropping?
It is good. It's a good thing, but it's weird.
Yeah, you're like, maybe it's like maybe you ate a certain fruit, or maybe it's fish. Like for me, fish does not. My stomach and fish totally do not align. So maybe you're like, okay, you try fish and then your stomach is settled, then you're like, why is my stomach settled? Why is it not? So that kind of situation. So being in that space of waiting for the shoe to drop, it's not dropping, that gives me obsessive thoughts because I'm like, do something, disappoint me or something. Like, live to my expectations of what I have seen and experienced. And then when it doesn't happen, now it's all in my mind. I have fights with that with somebody in my mind because they are not being the people who, they're not like being the same people I have seen throughout life. So I think that one. The second part
is, what are you distracting yourself from when you have these obsessive feelings? What feeling are you distracting yourself from? Me, I would not want to be you, man.
I know, right? I'm just like, I think one thing I would distract myself from is anything emotional in regards to this person is going to kill me. But anything emotional in regards to my mom, I like to distance 1,000 kilometers out. I like to distance because I realize I'm a very emotional person and we are different in that way. So me being emotional and her not being as emotional or cognizant of how emotional I am, we clash on things emotionally. So if I would distract myself, that one I would like 100 degrees. So it's easier to deal with other people.
Okay. Yeah. The question, though, I wanted to, when you're having obsessive thoughts, what feeling are you usually distracting yourself from?
I think vulnerability. So being in a space of communicating with somebody that I have experienced this, so what you're doing is out of the norm and I'm waiting for the shoe to drop, but you're not dropping that shoe. So being vulnerable enough to communicate that I do not like it. I know it's it's something.
So you'd rather think about it than showing that.
And then wait it out. And then at some point it will ease off of my mind when now I get accustomed to how you are as a person.
Yeah.
And then now after I reach that point is when it gets out of my system. But between meeting you, getting to learn you, then having my expectations of who you are, and then you not meeting those expectations, I think I would have gone mad by that time.
Yeah.
But then after some time, especially with somebody who's consistent in a positive way, those thoughts or those feelings kind of like fade away.
I think you just reminded me what we were discussing before this podcast, how movies just make it seem as if you have to have a calamity in a relationship for it to seem worth it.
Oh, yeah.
To be in it. So also that builds like an expectation of when you go to a relationship, you've gone through other things. So you're expecting that when you come here, it should be the same. And even if that sameness is not good.
Yeah.
And that sameness is toxic. And yet whatever you have is good, but you want it to have a toxic something because you have been through things that are toxic.
Yeah.
And I think just realizing that is really, really powerful, knowing that, I have these expectations that are not right, and just being like, okay, you need to chill and kind of try to figure those feelings out. And I think, as I said, I think for me, consistency is a love language. I think consistency can do so much for relationships.
True. This one is an easy one.
Okay. Oh,
it's
nice.
An easy one.
We can dance.
What does freedom mean to you?
Oh, no, that's not an easy one. Oh, my God. What does freedom mean to me? I think for me, freedom, I think it's just the power of being able to do what I want. To just to build my own experience for myself, without having it being tuned or turned or being influenced by anyone. I think just being in that space where I can be able to make my own choices and build my own experience and live through that power of just knowing that you are responsible for this, whatever comes, because freedom might seem free, but freedom has consequences. Just knowing that I want to do this for myself, but also just being cognizant that this can be a good or bad thing. I think that's, for me, that's freedom. Yeah. I don't know if it makes sense.
No, it does make sense.
Yeah.
Like being able to just do what you want to do without
Yeah.
anybody or anything influencing it.
Yeah.
And if it gives you peace, then it's definitely freedom.
That's it's yeah. I think that's I think what I'd call freedom, because I think I've been learning on how to, and I think just through my life I've been learning on how to separate what people want for me and what I want for myself. So I'd end up doing what I want in a way, like even my course and stuff like that, mostly like things school. I've always chosen what I want to do for myself, or if I've been in a toxic situation, I've been like, no, this is what I want. So I feel freedom is being able to actually choose what is okay with choosing what is peaceful to you, despite the consequence of that choice, and you still being okay and peaceful with it. Yeah. I think that's how I'd put it. These cards, man, they are cutting deep. Oh, I do not like you. I do not want to be you.
Is it 2 questions or one?
2 questions.
Why am I getting 2 questions?
Question number 1. What unhealed wounds and
why am I
patterns-
getting trauma questions?
What unhealed wounds and patterns run in your family until they run into you? Question number 1. Actually, there are 3 questions.
What?
That's one. So, part 2. What are you doing differently to avoid repeating them? Number 3. In what ways do you want to be like the people who raised you? Ooh, yay!
Oh my god. Okay.
So question
the first
number
question,
1,
and then
what unhealed wounds and patterns run in your family until they run into you?
Okay.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, you have to think from like my mom to your mom to
yeah, and it's weird
from shush.
because
Yeah,
okay.
it has, because it's like a pattern in the family. So
yeah, I hope. Okay, let's do this. So I think one, I'll mention just one unhealed.
Yeah.
I think that would cover all. I think it's the capacity of people to be vulnerable and speak their minds. I think that is something in our family.
Oh, that's very true.
I think people just try to quote unquote protect each other's feelings, but it's not protecting.
Yeah,
I find it can
toxic.
and it can become very malicious.
Yeah.
So I think that's one thing, like you're not saying the truth that you're saying maybe to other people.
Yeah.
And it's not coming from a place of I love you and this is why I'm doing this. It's coming from a place of you are in the wrong, you are doing this. So I feel
You're
like
not
that
as
is
good as
you're not as good as somebody.
Yeah.
Oh my god. We have what are they called? Trophies for those. So I feel like that, like generationally, and also I think in that vulnerabilityness and speaking the truth, being there for each other is also something that is not
difficult.
Yeah, it's not as consistent as anybody would have wanted, especially in a family setup. So I think that one consistently up to now, that has been the one thing, because I'm also struggling with vulnerability, with even having communication with people I care about. And I am able to think back and I'm like, I never had that with my parent growing up. So I'm now understanding why I'm finding it a challenge and not being like I am insufficient. It's just how I was raised. The
second one, well, if I may add that, when people don't become vulnerable, everyone wants to seem strong. And so even when things are not okay and people are not ready to accept mistakes or accept correction, which causes and I think that's something that
I
now
think
we are
it also brings
relearning.
a lot of pride.
Yeah,
because we have so much pride. It's so hard to take. Like sometimes it's so hard to take a correction. You need to be very mentally.
So the second question is, what are you doing differently to avoid repeating them?
Oh, so that's interesting, because this year I really want to do a lot of reading and research on trauma, on how the brain works when you're young, which now I'm doing with the book What Happened to You by Oprah and Dr. Perry. So instead of asking the question, what's wrong with you? They ask the question, what happened to you? How were you raised? How did that impact who you are today? And how can you like unlearn those patterns to become better. So I think that's one thing I'm doing very consciously, so that I think it really helps me see how I grew up, but it's also really helping me see how my younger sisters will grow up. So that kind of aspect would also enable me, like reading, researching, because you know how they say you can't like prepare for a baby. I feel like you can, like just giving yourself giving yourself the tools you would have wanted growing up, so that like you would have wanted your guardian or your parent to have, so that they would have maybe in your eyes raised you to be a more capable human being, emotionally, psychologically, and all those aspects. I think having those tools, now you yourself investing in yourself with those tools, would enable you to raise a more emotionally aware kid. Just it would also give you peace, because you're like, I tried, I did this, and you even gain a relationship with your child. So I think one of the things I'm doing different is doing a lot of research around that, because I wouldn't want my kid to go through a lot of healing from me. Like I wouldn't want to be a source of, I need to heal from this, or her discovering, this is trauma based on what happened. Like I wouldn't want them to have that kind of experience. So
then the third question.
That was a third question.
In what ways do you want to be like the people who raised you? This is a good one.
I really, really, really love my mom. She is the strongest woman I know. She is consistent with her discipline in work. Like my mom started, she used to sell vegetables like kwa kiosk kibanda, and then she was walking around selling rice, with a gunia on her back, and then she started like having her own small hotel, and then pub, now the club. So I feel like that is one thing I would really want to get from her, that sense of discipline. It's I don't necessarily align with all of it, because I think she's a workaholic, but I really love that about her, that she can put her mind on a business idea,
and she goes for it.
And she runs it, like she can run it even on her own, and then also her ability to come back after a downfall, like when her business burnt down, and she was so, I think that's the first time my mom broke down, because she was so distraught. I couldn't even talk to her, because she came home, she came into my bed and she cried it out. It was the first time I was like, it was so overwhelming. But I also felt how that kind of investment, like what it means to her, it's like her other baby. So it felt like it was really something enlightening for me, how she can value and work on something until it grows, and even when it burns down, after she cried the whole night, in the morning she was looking for friends to help her rebuild. So that kind of thing is something I would want to take with me even as I grow.
Same here. I think her resilience of work is on another level, that is, it's different. And even just seeing her storm through COVID with the restriction, like that was just on a different level. So when we are here out, I think it's just we borrow that, and I think she also borrows it from our mom. Our mom was also like that. She was a business person. She set up businesses and like give it her 100%. And so I think they have really shown us that essentially if you want to work on something, you can wake up and work on it, and even if it doesn't work, you still have opportunities to wake up and do something again, over and over again, until it's successful.
And you can lead a household. A man doesn't need to lead your household. I think that's something about
you got it. I think generally in our family we have very, very strong women. We are a family of women, so we come from very, very strong women. So it is very we are really taught on how to be there, go out there, manage your businesses, manage property, go for those fights, with those men, those tables, Even though she's a very, very strong woman, and we big her up. We learn a lot from them.
So your question. Zangu zimeisha, cause zangu ni kama 1 million. Zimeisha?
Yeah.
Okay. So, who do you feel most yourself around and why?
I think that's just you. I feel like
I feel so nice.
I feel like we have been body cover. It's just that we just came from different rooms, but generally,
Hata you can unaweza shanga why they use different stomachs.
yeah. even how you're perceived in the family, it's like we are like this. It's like we're just together. Like even when they think about Rita, they think about Wambo. Like no, they think about me. When they think about me, they think about you. Or if somebody does something, we'll both be told, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think you're the one person I feel I can be serious with and still be crazy with, because a lot of people think I'm very serious.
She's not
honest.
She's not, just so you guys know.
Yeah, so I feel like I can be that, and I can still share deep things and share very stupid things at the same time. So that gives me a balance, and then you know how to give me space when I need it, and you know how to indulge when I need it. So I feel like you give me a very good balance, and I don't need to feel like I need to be anything different to, yeah.
So yeah. If I was a guy, me and you,
kabisa. Hata naulizanga God, why?
Why was I?
But I also think maybe somehow usually also think that sometimes also God you see how people say God gives you someone for you. Sometimes it doesn't always have to be a romantic partner. Sometimes it can be the other person, because I feel like you've been together since day 0 and you're still 26 men and you're living together.
I know, right? Yeah. Grace upon grace.
You can imagine.
Okay, 2 more.
Oh yeah. Oh, what are your most attractive non-physical traits? This has to be romantic.
I can't even cast.
This has to be romantic. So what?
Wait.
What are the non-physical traits that you find attractive? Yeah.
Like on
with
me.
Your partner.
With my partner. Like
with
him.
Your partner. Yeah.
Or the ones I find attractive on him that are not physical.
Yeah.
Oh. Okay, why not physical? Okay, I love his tattoo. Okay.
Non-physical.
How?
We follow the rules.
Attractive. I think the first one is he's a champion. Like he will champion me through something. Like you feel like there's a buffer or like you have
got your back.
Yeah, like I already do with you, but I feel like there's more.
Yeah.
That's why maybe I'm more comfortable. But anywho, like he will cheer you, he will champion for you, he will check up like how you're being consistent on what you said you would do. So he's like what are they called?
Accountability.
Yeah, like an accountability buddy.
Yeah.
And then it doesn't come from a place of why aren't you doing what you're doing? Yeah. Is there something that maybe happened?
Yeah.
Or how are you
from
feeling?
A loving place.
Yeah, I feel that's very different from situations I've been in. So that's one thing. How many are I supposed to mention?
No, you can you can add another
one. So him being a champion.
Yeah.
And then something very, very attractive is him being very open-minded.
Yeah.
So we have a age gap. But I feel like he's very open-minded. He listens to me in a way that doesn't feel like I'm talking rubbish because I'm younger, but in a way that makes me feel like what I'm talking about makes sense. Yeah. And then the things I love, like listening to podcasts, reading books. Or he does love reading books, though we are not the exact same books that I read. Yeah. But every time I have something like a certain page I fold and I tell him to read, he will read it. So I like that about him. His open-mindedness to just learn new things about me or things that I like. It's just, I'm just like, oh my God.
Oh, Rita's partner.
Yeah,
your goals.
Close
apparently.
Your eyes.
The last question, or?
No.
Okay.
Second last.
Okay.
Second last, right? Second last.
Okay.
So, Okay, maybe I'm hungry. Do you feel seen, heard, and understood?
In what situations?
I don't know. The card says, do you feel seen,
Heard
heard, and understood?
And understood. Seen, heard, and understood.
So this can be in any...
Seen, heard, and understood.
Like generally, do you feel seen when you walk into a room and you're talking
when
with
I
your
walk
friends?
into a room, do I feel seen? I feel seen because I'm a loud person. Understood. I think I don't know, because do I feel seen, heard, and understood? Maybe not fully understood, because I feel like, there's one thing Jesheti said is being comfortable with people not understanding you is still okay. Because I also feel like, I think between us, because I think I spent more time with you, do I feel seen? I think I feel seen. I feel heard, yes. But do I feel always understood? Not always, because there's things that you're never going to be on never on the same page, on. And so maybe not in all moments do I feel. Sometimes you'd feel not seen. Sometimes you not feel understood.
Yeah.
And sometimes you not feel heard. But I think for me, not being understood has also started not becoming a very important thing that I always need from someone. I just need, so maybe that's how you think about this, how I think about it. And if I feel maybe you still don't align, it's just like, okay, it's okay to still have that difference and still have all these other things. Yeah. But I think it's important to feel understood in the important things for you.
Yeah.
And
the important people
to make you feel understood.
Yeah.
I think because maybe that's what I'd say. Yeah.
When do you feel most seen?
When do I feel most seen? I think mostly maybe in my work, because I think I put it a lot in my work, and so when people see, people say, "Oh, that's good work," or "That's something I've done," and people are able to see like, "Oh, that's really good," or like when something happens and you're like this.
Also, when there's a
or when you're looking good. So I feel seen in those moments. When do I feel heard?
This is a bonus.
Okay. You wanted me to go through all of them. Yeah.
Is that a wrap?
No. It's me. It's another one. Oh, this is not bad, but okay. When I'm reading them, I'm like, oh my God. What hobby, skills, or ability, unexpressed dreams lie dominant in your life, and how can you activate them? What hobby or skill or ability of unexpressed
That's an easy
dreams?
question.
So that's why I've told you, like, let me not say it's easy. When I read it, then that's when I'm realizing, kumbe, it is that one. Yeah.
That lay dominant.
That lie dominant in your life, and how can you activate them? Are there hobbies or skills that on umeko kikalia? Can I say something? Like something that used to happen when you were kids? So when we were kids...
Please, if you're going to chomea me right now...
So for me, I've
choose your battles.
Dancing. I've always liked dancing since I was young. So anytime I would try to sing... one boy would tell me... Wewe tu kuna dance. Kuimba sio yako.
Niachie kuimba.
Ati wewe tu dance. Kuimba. She used to discourage me from singing. And... people have been telling me I have a good voice and I can sing. Now I'm just like, I can remember that. Anyway,
let's see. Do I have a hobby that I feel is dominant?
I don't know. You may think the singing one.
I don't. I'm not a fan. Maybe I was a fan when I was a kid, but I'm not
when
a
you
fan.
Were discouraging me.
Yeah. When I was feeling like
Beyonce and Rihanna.
When you have a skill, it needs to be dancing, singing. I'm like, let me have one. But I have 2 left feet. I can't dance to save my life. So let's see. Hobby. I wanted to be a journalist when I was young, but I don't have the passion for it now. I wanted to do law, passion 0. I think maybe the one thing would be doing a deco business, because I love it's just something I really, really love.
Yeah.
So just reviving that and doing it would be something I would want to do, like for that's for my Vision 2023, just doing it fully.
Yeah.
But that, I think that one has been a point of like a battle within yourself,
Yeah.
because I also want to equip myself. I want to do courses on business. Like, I don't want to go just blindsided. I don't want to go unprepared. I don't want to start something and not finish.
Yeah.
I feel like it would really mess up with the balance I'm creating for myself. So maybe that one, but I wouldn't say it's dominant. I just feel like it's a dream or a seed that's there, but it needs time.
Yeah. I think it's sometimes okay, because like when I thought of doing a podcast, I think you can remember it was 2020. And initially it was really hard because I was just like, okay, so how do you even go about this? And early this year I said this is one of the things that I'm gonna do. And I think what I did is, how I got the courage is tuning back to things that I had done initially that needed nearly the same courage that I'd need here, and just tell myself, oh, you did that, oh, you did Nairobi talks, you did episodes here, you just need something to record, so like tuning back to things that you have done before that you are proud of, tuning back to that and bringing that like to through that idea would help give you more confidence. And I was struggling like just to think, okay, how do I go about this? And I was doing my research, and I used to just do to notes, and so it reached to a point where I was just like, okay, let's just do it, and then so I think that would help calm the nerves, because I also know like if I start something, I think about it, and then I hold on a bit. I'm like, okay, let's do it, and then see. Just give yourself more grace. Oh, is it firing? Oh my god.
What would you do if you aren't afraid?
Oh,
You better mention something, I think. What would you do if you were not afraid?
What are you thinking?
No, I won't say it.
Just
say no. You'll be biased once I say it. Okay. We need authentic,
so when I say
clean
it,
data.
you say
no,
it.
you say yours, explain
and
it, and then I will say mine lightly, and then we move.
What would I do if I was not afraid? I think I would be investing more. I would like. Recently, I just attended an investment bootcamp. Shout out to Clarence Muhoro. I said I'm gonna tag you, sir. Shout out to you and Young Investors Africa. And I used to see, I had started like doing it slowly, getting to understand more about money and moving my money around a bit and seeing how it works. But after I've attended this bootcamp, I feel very confident and that I have the knowledge, and actually more not on the knowledge, because you can get that, but like the confidence to go and do more with money. And so I feel like if I wasn't afraid from initially, like when I heard about crypto like in 2017, I even used to have a friend who used to trade them to on a meeting. He used to tell us, this is how you done. And I'm like, right now I'm just like, if I put that 1,000 shillings, I maybe would have been driving Mercedes, just saying lightly. So I think that's when, I think maybe what you wanted to allude to was in terms of relationships.
Was it?
Yeah.
Shout, shout a little bit louder.
But what would I have done? That's the problem. I do not know. I don't know. If I wasn't afraid, what would I have done differently? To be honest, I don't know.
That's a whole episode for
Yeah.
another time.
But I think maybe I would be more. But no, I feel like I kind of put myself out there.
Yeah, I also think you try.
I think I just try. I'm just a bit more critical when it comes to that, because I feel it's a very important aspect, and I just don't want to introduce someone to my life and then so I think maybe being more mellow maybe would help. Yeah, maybe being more mellow and open. I feel like I kind of bring those aspects. It's just that I'm also very critical, even if I'm being mellow. Yeah.
True.
Yeah.
I agree.
That is a lot.
That is a lot, but
Yeah.
I think we have made it
Yeah.
through.
We made it to.
Yeah, we have.
Yes.
So that's a wrap.
Yeah.
How do you feel after that?
I feel like I've opened myself up to the world. As I said last time, relationships are hard things. So just saying that just makes me feel I need to go under the mountain.
Remember when I used to text
under the
something?
mountain.
When I used to text something, and like to a guy I like, and then I'd put my phone under the bed, under the pillow.
We still do that. It's
So
I think it's a girl's thing where when you text someone and you're so anxious, just text. You even want to throw it in the dustbin.
Yeah.
You're just like, I
Like you turn
cannot
your phone
handle
off.
it.
Oh, and the disappointment when they haven't texted back after you put your phone off for like
and then
an hour
and then
or
you've
two.
calmed down and then just like, no, I can't do it. And then you're like,
They haven't even. I know.
This is the ghetto, man. The ghetto.
Yeah, so that was fun.
Yeah.
I liked it too.
I liked it too.
It made me think about some things that I will dig into personally. But I really enjoyed it. And I think we will do this again after another few episodes. Just to come back and ground ourselves and just share a bit more. And be more open and vulnerable with each other and with you, our dear listener. So thank you so much for listening to us. You can find us on
We Are Fio on all social media platforms. You can also find us on all podcast platforms at We Are Fio. And also please subscribe to and like our videos on YouTube at We Are Fio. Yeah. And also follow us on our individual pages at Leaki Gondu
and at Mwehaki Wamboi.
Yeah. We love you guys. Thank you so much. And bye.
Bye.